evening, students. Today we are going to see chapter 3, Introduction to Database Management System. So in this lesson we are going to discuss about what is database and what do you mean by database management system. First of all, we will see introduction to DBMS. So a database is a place where we store, retrieve and manage data. So what is a data then? So first of all, database is a place where we store, retrieve and manage data. So now what is data means? It is a meaningful information. It may be your name or it may be your favorite color. So it starts here, the information starts here, name, favorite color, etc., and it goes on up to complex data such as astronomical data that scientists handle. So everything comes under database. Okay, so data may be any meaningful information, and these data is managed and it is stored in our system. So to access that data, we make use of this database management system. And this database management system, it is a system software. I hope so in 11th standard you would have come across two types of software, which is application software and system software, right? So this DBMS is a system software for creating and managing databases. It is used to create, retrieve, delete and update your database. Okay, so we will group only related data together and store them in one group called as a table. So all the data which we are making which we are using to store in our system, all will be in the form of a table. You know very well what is a table. It is a grid like structure where you have rows as well as you will have column. Okay, so all the related data are stored in a one group and it is called as a table. So some of the popular database management system softwares are MySQL, Oracle, etc. Okay, so this MySQL is structured query language, and by making use of this MySQL or Oracle, we will manage our database. Okay, then the evolution of database management system. Actually, this database management system concept was found 40 years before itself. So once it was very difficult to handle all those data. Okay, then they started before and all they make use of punched cards. So in 11th standard, in generations of computer, you would have read this. So for input and all, they made use of punched cards. Okay, so to store the data also they made use of punched cards, and then there came file system. Okay, so in that file system, so the access methods were index, random and sequential. So if you take your textbook, this index page, you will have index page. So lesson number 3 starts in page number 15, lesson number 5 starts in page number 31, like that. So that type of file access method is called as index file access method. Second one is random access method, and third one is sequential. So sequential is in order. Okay, so these are the three types of file access system. So there are several limitations in this file system. So one is data duplication, second one is high maintenance, and third one is security. Okay, so all these three limitations were overcome after the concept of DBMS. Okay, so the first one is data duplication. So same data is used by multiple resources for processing, thus created multiple copies of same data, wasting the spaces. So what happened is data duplications were there. Once a file has been used by several users, so multiple copies have been created and spaces have been wasted in the system. Okay, so they avoided this data duplication in the concept of DBMS. Then the second one is high maintenance. So once we were maintaining the file system, high maintenance was required. Okay, so high maintenance. So due to this maintenance, the cost has been increased. So this has been eradicated in the DBMS. The third one is security. So less security was provided to handle these data and to handle the file services. So database system became popular to overcome all the above limitations. Okay, so once we are making use of file systems, so we have several limitations such as data duplication was there, and it needs a high maintenance, and the next one is it needs securities. So all these three things were eradicated, and it has been overcome after the development of DBMS. Okay, then the next concept is ACID properties in database concept. So this ACID properties is nothing but the acronym for ACID is atomicity, consistency, isolation and durability. So first one is atomicity. This atomicity follows a thumb rule that all or nothing. So while updating the data update operation, this update operation is called as transaction. So atomicity is nothing but, so once we uploaded the file, we will get a message like updated success or updated fail. So this has been introduced in database concept. So that is called as atomicity. Okay, then the next one is consistency. So it always ensures that any changes in the data values to be constant. Okay, so if you modify any data or if you modify the content in a table, always the DBMS concept is it always ensures that this data is consistent and this will never change in the future. Okay, then the third one is isolation. So always property is needed during concurrent transaction. Okay, so concurrent transaction is nothing but when multiple users are accessing the same data, it is called as concurrent transaction. Okay, so there occurs an error called as conflict error. So conflict error was rectified when multiple users use the same object in database concept. Then last one is durability. It is defined as the system's ability to recover all committed transactions. Okay, so when transactions fail, suppose when transaction has been update has been failed means, so the database concept, it ensures that all the saved transaction should be recovered by itself. That is called as durability. Okay, so this is the first properties, ACID properties, and the second property is called as concurrency, control and locking. So to share the data by multiple users, it should provide control through locking. That is called as concurrency. So here we come across the word concurrent. Okay, so when multiple users are using, so the data need to be locked. Okay, so that the second user should not tamper the data. So this concurrency, control and locking is very, very essential, and it has been also introduced in the database concept. The next one is we are going to see about RDBMS. So RDBMS is nothing but relational database management system. So a database which manages the relational database is known as RDBMS. RDBMS is a basis for SQL and for all modern databases like MySQL, Oracle and Microsoft Access. It includes databases, tables, tuple, which is called as rows. So you know, table is a combination of rows and columns. Okay, so here we make use of a term called as tuple, so that is called as row. And then attributes, which is called as a column. Schema, it is nothing but structures including name and type of each column. Okay, and key. So you have several types of keys starting from primary key, composite key, a foreign key. You have several types of key. We will discuss one by one. So what are the features of RDBMS? It is high availability, and this may be asked in a 3-mark question. What are the features of RDBMS? And this acronym, Relational Database Management System, so it is a 1-mark question. And then we saw ACID properties, right? So atomicity, and then we saw C for concurrent, I for isolate, and D for it is a degree of consistency, that is called as durability. Okay, so that acronym, so you just underline in your textbook. So the features of RDBMS is high availability, high performance, robust transaction and support, ease of management, and less cost. So the term robust is nothing but the condition of being strong. Okay, so that is called as robust. Now we will see one by one what are the things which we will come across in a table. So consider that this is an table, and you have column. So this one is called as your column, and this is your rows. Okay, so the combination of rows and columns is called as a table. So first of all, we will see what is a table. It is a collection of organized rows and columns. Clear? If you see this image, you can clearly identify that. So this is a row and this is a column. Then the next one is column. A column in a table, or otherwise called as attributes. So this is a 1-mark question. Column is otherwise called as attributes. So if you see here, ID is a column, name is a column, age is a column, and salary is a column. The next one is row. A single entry in a table is called as row or record or tuple. So this is also another 1-mark question. So row is otherwise called as record or tuple. So this one is a row. Okay, this one is a first person's row. See, ID of first person is number 1. His name is Alex. His age is 26, and the salary which he is getting is 22,000. So the full information about a single person is called as a row or as a record. Okay, or it is called as a tuple. Clear? Then we are going to see the last concept in today's lesson. So that is called as keys. So as I said before, you have primary keys, you have foreign keys, you have super key or candidate key, composite key or compound keys. So these are the types of keys which you are having to access your table. So first key is called as your primary key. Okay, so it is used to choose or to perform the identification task is called as your primary key. So for example, when you are accessing your table, always the primary key will be set to uniquely identify a student's record. Okay, for example, normally primary key will be set for student's ID number because it is unique always. We can't set primary key for name. Okay, so because name will have duplication of names. In a class, you may have two person in a same name itself. So Ganesh, you may have two Ganesh with the same initial. So for name you can't set a primary key. Therefore we will set primary key to uniquely identify a record. So that uniquely identifying column will be the student's ID or student's enrollment number, like that. Okay, so it is used to perform the identification task, and any others are alternate keys. So combination, this is a 1-mark question. Combination of more than one attribute is called composite primary key. Okay, so underline this, combination of more than one attribute is called as composite primary key. Then the next one is foreign keys. A foreign key is a copy of the primary key that has been exported from one relation into another to represent the existence of a relationship. Okay, so here the term exported from one relation is nothing but you can export the data from MS Word to Excel, or you can export from Excel to MS Word, like that. Okay, so it will be a copy of your primary key. So this is a 1 mark question. A dash key is a copy of primary key, so the answer is foreign key is a copy of primary key. Okay, so the thing you should know is, in foreign key you can have null values. So null values in the sense, in a table foreign key can have a how to say, a cell. So a table is a combination of rows and columns, right? So in that, the intersection of rows and columns is called as a cell. So a cell may have a null value, so that is without a value you can have a foreign key. But in primary key you should have values, you should not have null values. Okay, all the cells should have values. Then the next one is super key or candidate key. An attribute or a group of attributes which is sufficient to differentiate every tuple in the relation from every other one is known as a super key. Okay, this super key is also called as candidate key. Then the last one is composite key or compound key. It is used to identify rows uniquely in a table. You underline this term. The compound key is used to identify rows uniquely in a table. Okay, so this is called as a composite key. So rest of the things we will discuss in the next class. And till this, you just be thorough. You just want to know what is a table. You should know what is the DBMS concept, that is ACID properties as well as concurrency control, and then you should know the evolution of DBMS. Okay, so we saw data duplication, high maintenance and securities. Okay, and so after the evolution of DBMS, these three limitations have been overcome. So the data duplication, high maintenance and security have been overcome. Okay, so be thorough in this, and we will continue the rest of the things in the next class. Thank you, students.